Welcome to Gutter Trash Halloween Special 2011, Part 1.
Yay!
My name is Eric.
And I'm Jason.
What, I don't get an intro this time?
We have a guest with us who apparently demands an intro.
It's in my writer.
Everybody, well, please welcome the Yoko of this little group.
Oh, sweet. That means I'm the John. I thought I was the Ringo.
If anyone's the Ringo, it's definitely Matt Rossfield.
Okay, yeah.
Or maybe Jeremy White.
Oh, and he's the Pete Best. The Beatle, nobody wants.
Wow.
Kathleen Coyle, hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. You've been on the show before.
I have.
But now I think it's officially tradition for you to be here for the Halloween specials.
I'm completely down with that.
I think it's also now become a tradition that we do Halloween specials.
Oh, is this the second or third year?
This is the second year we've done it.
Yeah. Then apparently that is a tradition.
Yeah. But the fourth one that we've done.
Wow.
Last year we did 3.
There were 3 Halloweens last year. There's only one this year.
Oh, really?
No, there's 2 this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 Halloweens?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. We're celebrating the first one now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll celebrate the second one when that hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regular style.
Regular
On the
style.
31st?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Welcome to Halloween 1.
The Rob Zombie version or the John Carpenter version?
I gotta go Carpenter.
I gotta go zombie.
Because I hear Carpenter's.
Really?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. You may or may not be able to hear what's going outside here, folks, but the roof on my apartment building has been worked on all day long.
In fact, 12 hours worth, right?
It is now 7:30 p.m. I heard them at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's Sunday, just for the record. This is the day of rest. God has said so.
Yeah. Yeah. It's right there in, the Bible.
And I have not been able to rest because I got 4 hours of sleep because I got woken up at 7 a.m. due to fucking roofers.
So the one thing that you're going to adhere to that God says is rest.
Yes.
Okay. That and something about smiting. You like the smiting.
I do like to smite.
Yeah.
I really want to smite somebody before I die. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Smiting and headbutting. I really want to headbutt someone.
Well, I've already scratched that off my list.
Nice.
Yes.
How do you smite? Is there a tool involved or just a...
I think it's creative, but
like
it's vengeance-based.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if
Like
there's a
it's up
tool
to
involved, we
interpretation.
could ask one of these guys.
Yeah.
Right?
They've got
One
them
of
all in
the-
their van.
35 Mexicans that are crawling on my roof.
Do you guys have anything that would be good for a smiting?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric is
Half quarter.
of Latino
Yeah.
descent.
Yes.
He's allowed to make all the racist comments he wants.
If we think of any racist comments, all we have to do is write them down and slip
I'll say
them,
them.
slip them to
Yeah,
them.
right.
That's right.
We're absolved of any racism. Man, if only you were half gay too, we could really stick it to them queers. I love the queers. I love them all.
I do know my mom talked to some of these guys earlier in the day. Because, she speaks the language.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what they had, because I was trying to get off the phone with her.
Was she trying to figure out how long they were going to be at it? Or?
No, because she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She was only here for an hour today. Of course, I tried to get out of the house, and then when I did, I lost my parking spot.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. So happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, when's Charlie Brown should be on soon,
I
right?
don't care.
Aw, I never miss it. Never.
I've
Should be soon, yeah.
Yeah, it should be soon.
Yeah.
Probably. I would probably next week, maybe.
Yep, I bet it is.
Oh, excuse me.
Awesome.
And then a day later will be the Christmas Charlie Brown. Because they run them all in a row.
They just skip the Thanksgiving one straight on.
Thanksgiving is not the same level as Great Pumpkin.
It's more just depressing and you feel guilty.
Peppermint.
Well, that's the one where Charlie Brown commits suicide.
Yeah, and Peppermint Patty's a total cunt. Yeah.
Speaking of Peppermint Patty, I have nothing against homosexual people. Like, I don't know why I said I don't know why I said anything about queers, because queer sounds so derogatory, but I like the word. Like, I think it's much better than
It's because
the F word.
it's a real word.
Yeah.
That people use to describe something that is odd or
Yeah.
Different.
Different. Yeah.
Or yeah. Okay.
And, like, this is a queer drawing that has popped up on my
How queer that drawing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there weren't any dudes fucking on it.
No. That'd be extra queer.
That would be
Doubly queer.
It'd be super queer that I would have that drawing.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How queer.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. Like, I think it's a great sounding word, and I think it's too bad that you can't use that word just to describe how, like, look at that moon. It's big and red and low to the ground. How queer. And people are like, oh, you homophobe.
I think you can, but the key is to say it with a British accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think the British can still get away with using queer as it's non-offensive.
And fag, too.
intent.
They can say fag.
Yeah,
They can say fag.
because it means cigarettes.
Right,
Right.
yeah. I don't want to say fag, because that sounds derogatory, but queer sounds, neat.
Keywords are always good.
See, that's where I was going to go with that.
Yeah.
Is that it's kind of a shame that we can't use the word queer on a regular basis because it's a Q word.
It's one of the few.
Yeah, and we're losing a Q word.
Yep. I don't think you can even use it in Scrabble without getting the stink eye.
Fined by the
Well, I don't know any homosexuals because I'm a homophobe. So maybe if someone who does know one can ask.
I have a really good story about my dad meeting a homosexual.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple years ago, I got an award at work, and
For best lesbian.
yes. Well, no. But, so 3 people got the award, and the way work does it, they don't tell you you're getting the award, but they call your family members, and your family members come in, and when they come out, that's how you know that you are the one to receive the award.
Oh, well.
So my dad came, he was the only one. That's not pathetic or lonely at all. Cheers. So, Richard Young, who is a
Jason's brother.
openly gay priest who works
How is that possible?
I've asked him, he's
Okay.
like, yeah, it's cool. Right? Yeah, and actually just a month or so ago, he married his partner in Washington, D.C. So now he's an openly gay married priest,
Yeah.
which
That's awesome.
the married thing is the one that stands out to me, because I don't know a lot about Catholicism, but, like, they don't do that. Like, none of them. But anyway, I digress. So, Richard's partner came to present the award to him, and after you get your award, you all sit in the front row. So my 70-year-old father is sitting there, being very cool, not letting on that he's a little wigged out, because, let's face it, he's kind of a hillbilly. He was a little wigged out. So he leans over to me and he goes, I've never sat next to a homosexual before. And I was like, oh, Daddy, yeah, you have. You just never knew it. You sure have. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you said you've met my boyfriend Jason.
Yeah.
We weren't dating at the time.
Oh, when was
That's
this?
because he was gay at the time.
2008, 2007, 2008.
Yeah, I was totally gay then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's a good Raphael grandpa.
They were both good.
Yeah, they're both good.
Off-air conversation.
Oh, yeah. Eric has these screensavers on his computer with art, and Raphael Grandpa just popped up.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know who that is, please
Go
Google
fuck
him.
yourselves.
No, Google him. Google him.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I don't think a lot of people do know who Raphael Grandpa is.
Well, they should, so go fuck themselves. If you
Jason and
don't,
Eric's personality summed up in nutshells. Simultaneous nutshells, ladies and gentlemen.
Search it out. Be happy. Fuck yourself.
I did say on Twitter that we are the comedic pairing of silent rage and bad puns.
You did.
Awesome. I'll take that. Yeah.
So speaking of Catholicism, that thing.
Catholics.
Speaking of Catholicism, we watched a movie for Halloween, a scary movie. Ooh. You can hear the chainsaw outside right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really went all out this year. I mean, some people just put the lights, but you got the chainsaw sound, you got the Mexicans on the roof, all the traditional Halloween
I
fixings.
got the pounding in the attic,
Yeah.
the chains rattling. I went for it.
Yeah. There goes. Wow.
12 hours, people. 12 hours.
Almost
Oh,
over.
yeah, there's the Silent Hill sirens.
Nice.
Even scarier than Silent Hill, possibly.
Maybe. No.
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 Oh.
Really?
Not the game, anyway. The movie.
Dude, I seriously got 10 minutes into Silent Hill, the game, and was like, fuck this.
Scared.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking creepy.
Yeah. Sorry.
Really?
Sorry. Yeah, I
Yeah.
won't get into that, because Jason's not a video game player, but
Oh, no, it's all
But
right.
I am.
don't care.
yeah. Fuck that game.
I love watching video games. Seriously,
Yeah.
if you want to play that sometime, I'll sit there and draw and watch it.
That is the worst mistake you've ever made.
Oh, no, I'll
saying
totally
that
do it.
out
I'll
loud.
totally do it, yeah. At least it's not recorded. Shit.
When my ex and I first got together, we would just sit and watch each other play video games all night long here.
Yeah.
Among them being Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2,
Ugh.
which are fucking creepy.
Yeah.
They are tense. So this movie that we watched, not as scary as
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
You know
the
what? I'll
games.
even agree with you.
There.
I will agree. Yeah.
But definitely scarier than the movie, which is still a fine movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I let everybody know how this came to be, how I was invited to watch this?
Yes.
I think probably since we've known each other, I have touted this as being the scariest movie I've ever seen. It's the only movie I, to this day, will not watch while home alone.
Right.
And,
Oh,
yeah.
you just gave away the movie. Joe Pesci is a nightmare in this film.
Oh, the wet bandits. Or are they the sticky bandits?
The sticky
Sticky
bandit.
Bandits, yeah. Yeah. Wow. So I'm very, and the gutter trash tradition, at least as I have been a part of it, is once the movie is over, you shut your fucking mouth until the microphone is on.
Right.
So I'm really interested, now that we're to it,
Yeah.
to hear what Eric thought.
It was a really good movie. Mm-hmm. Definitely not the scariest movie.
Fair enough.
I suppose we should probably say what that movie is. It is The Exorcist,
The version you've never seen.
the version I've never seen,
Yeah.
which is any of them.
It was also the version I've never seen because it was in color this time. I was like, why do they call it the version you've never seen? Then all of a sudden you see the color. Like, oh, it's in color.
Yeah.
So this is I'm mixing the Halloween specials with the Mist Classics theme that I've been on with regular episodes. I've never seen The Exorcist. 33 years old. Big horror fan. I watch at least one horror movie a week.
And this isn't one of those things you've avoided. It's
Just never saw it.
I've had the same thing with popular movies, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And you thought it was with black and white.
Yeah, I would have bet you $1,000 that this film was black and white every single time I've ever seen it.
And even though I had never seen it, I told you, no, it's not in black and white. So the first thing that happens, I put in the movie, the Warner Brothers logo comes up, It's in fucking black and white.
Right? And I was, for a second there, even though you both told me it wasn't, I was like, I was right. I knew it.
You sons of bitches, I was right.
I have to say, though, not the entire thing, but there are several scenes that I think would be so much creepier in black and white in this
Really?
movie. And just,
Really?
and just so much, I think, like some of the visuals I think would work so much better with, like all the priests in their, black and white and like all the shadowy like scenes. Like some of those scenes I think.
Could you quiet down? You're too loud right now.
Oh, let me just turn my chainsaw back on. I think some of them, would look so much better in black and white.
I don't know. I disagree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Is it...
And you are.
Okay. Is it maybe that you saw this movie once on a black and white TV?
That's quite possible. I had a black and white TV in my room when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had one until I was like 15 years old, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's definitely, like, the opening scene in Iraq and some of the, I don't know, more colorful scenes with, like,
Soup.
the pea soup. But even the pea soup, like, I don't know that would have been less scary if it was gray. I really don't.
You're right.
I don't know that it was even scary. I mean, again, maybe I'm just desensitized, but I didn't find this movie very scary at all.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was tense in places,
Right.
and I thought there was like a really good atmosphere, and maybe if I had been really young, I would have been scared out
I
of my
wasn't
mind.
even that young when I saw it for the first time. I think I was in my early 20s when I saw it for the first time.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, scares the bejesus out of me.
Yeah?
It does. I think movies that are about Western religions. Wait, no. Yeah, Western. Ours.
Right.
I wasn't raised churchy.
Yeah.
So these kinds of movies that are about possession or a biblical apocalypse, those for some reason always kind of scare me more than like, werewolves, vampires, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't really know why, but they just always do. And this one is the mother of all of them for me.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Because,
You'd think that I would be more scared
Right.
if I were churchy.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because, I definitely was not raised as a church-going person. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I do think that the subject matter fascinates me.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in seeing movies about that or something, but, it's not ingrained into me that this is something that could happen.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a God boy.
I was raised very churchy. Yeah. I'm a card-carrying God boy. Even like going to, because we were like Wednesday nights and twice on Sundays for
Right.
like 10 years when I was a kid, and that didn't factor in at all to me as far as what I thought of this movie when I saw it for the first time. Like, I didn't think because of the religious motifs it was more or less impactful on me, but I did always think it was pretty heavy. I think it is because it's such a build-up and the characters are so believable that it seems more real
Right.
than 2 minutes into Friday the 13th, cue the Alice Cooper song and he's hacking somebody up,
I've never seen that either.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I love
Thanks for ruining it.
yeah, spoiler. Jason kills people. And the first one, it's actually his mom. Spoiler. But
Wow.
but yeah.
Literally, never seen it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Oops. But anyway, I always thought this movie was really scary, and I think it was because of just how believable all of the setup is.
Right.
It makes the more fantastical elements seem that much more, scary because everything else around it is very believable.
Right. Maybe it's just me being cynical, but even until almost the very end, was still on the side of, this is all just psychological.
Really? That's
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start, just flat out give my overall opinion.
Yeah.
I thought this was an incredibly good movie. Well shot, well acted, really good. But I got some nitpicks.
Oh, yeah.
And one of them I even, I think I looked directly at you, and I think you also had the same puzzled look on your face.
Yeah.
The thing about Father Karras's mother dying.
Uh-huh.
What?
In my opinion, that's kind of a shitty editing thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they do the and I'm not smart enough to know the real words for what I'm going to try and talk about. The representation of time in the movie, the shots are about moments, and they're long, drawn out kind of shots and scenes, but they're moments, and in between those moments, weeks are passing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of weird and disorienting. So, Father Karras visits his mother in New York City, and then she's in Bellevue,
Right.
and then she's dead. And it looks like in the movie, that's taking place in 2 days,
Right.
kind of. But really, it's months.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assumed that was something of the version we've never seen had extra footage inserted, and I thought maybe because I can't remember, it's been a decade or 2 decades since I've
Right.
seen it. I thought maybe they cut out the part where he visits his mom, and then they just
Right, yeah, that's kind of what I thought maybe as
Yeah.
well.
But it's but that was in both of them, I guess. Or,
Yeah.
Right.
And it's kind of implied that he's not as there for his mother, because he goes to visit her in New York City, and she's like, "Oh, your uncle came to see me last month," meaning it's been even longer than a month since Father Karras had been to see her.
Right.
So, yeah. He's got a lot of guilt over...
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Catholic with guilt?
I know.
So that does kind of explain that.
Yeah.
Because it's mentioned at one point, after he visits his mother in the hospital, that
Right.
she's dead and that she
In,
died.
the next scene.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And she'd been dead for 2 days before anybody found her.
Yeah.
It's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? And so that then led me to believe that when Reagan possessed by the demon, when it starts referencing his mother, that led me to believe that it was maybe something Reagan overheard.
Right.
Somebody say she died, but she
Right.
really didn't die, and that, it was all just her playing tricks or whatever.
Yeah. That's a really interesting take on it, though.
I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Eric Schonborn, super genius.
That's why I follow him. Except for not on Twitter, because I don't know how.
Right.
Just in real life.
So what else here?
Should we give any... people know what The Exorcist is about, right?
Apparently.
Yeah.
I didn't, but,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I roughly knew. It was about a girl who gets possessed.
Yeah.
And then a priest tries to give her an exorcism. Yeah. And then there's another priest who appears for 10 minutes at the beginning, and then not again until 10 minutes at the end.
That is the part that builds up a lot of tension, I think, for me, because you keep expecting him to come back in, and you're in the back of my mind, I was like, when's he coming back in?
Right.
And it just, you're because that scene seems so long and drawn out and important, and they never cut back to him.
Right.
They do.
Oh? Did
If you notice, one of the shadows on Reagan's bedroom wall is the shadow of the statue from Iraq.
I remember that.
It's the same demon he encountered, which they don't really ever say in the beginning he's encountering a demon at
Right.
that dig. But that's why I think maybe I find it so scary. It's the same demon who's taken all of these long, complicated steps just to fuck with Father Mary.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I got that part, because
Yeah.
I did see
Yeah.
the statue.
Yeah, no, I saw the statue. I just meant that large 45-minute chunk in the middle where you're are they never...
No, it's in there too.
Oh, it's in there too?
Mhm.
Oh,
It's
wow. I didn't
super
notice
subtle,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Super subtle, but
Okay.
it's creepy as hell.
Yeah, I didn't see it until after he was already back in the...
No, yeah, it's shortly after I think the mother realizes
Yeah.
that something's going on. And, like, you get, like, these weird flashes of, like, the face, just real quick.
Ooh.
But, like, she goes to, like, check in on the daughter, and she's sleeping, but, like, as she leaves the room, like, in the shadow next to the door, like, the statue appears.
Right. Yeah, they insert that a couple times, like, when,
Yeah, they do.
and it's creepy, like, when she comes home, the lights are flickering, and
Yeah.
they did a good job of peppering it like that. I thought the sound was awesome in this movie too. Like the scene where Father Karras is like really listening to that backwards loop on the tape.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, the phone rings and it's like super loud to like indicate, you know, how close he's paying attention and listening. Like,
Right.
like just little things like that, and like how the tape keeps playing through that scene, even, you know, I don't know,
Yeah.
when he's
Right.
like walking down the street. Like, it's just, the sound is really effective, I think.
The tape thing is another thing that also kind of, at once, it made me think that the whole thing was, like, just Reagan being a cunt.
Right.
Because he's listening for her speaking in tongues and all sorts of other signs of demonic possession, but they listen to the tape and analyze it, and it's just her
Right.
speaking English backwards. Except for the fact that when he's playing it backwards, you can hear Father Marin's name throughout
Yeah.
the tape,
Yeah.
leading up to. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. What am I missing? I think it's interesting. How's that funny, you guys?
Sorry.
No.
Yeah. And the spider walk
Yeah.
down the steps, that obviously was reinserted. That was not in the
Oh, really?
original. Yeah. That was one of the additions for this version. But in the book, it's about 5,000 times creepier because it's told, you know, there's no first-person narrator in the book. So it's describing Reagan coming down the steps in this spider walk, and I believe her head's the other way around in the book. Like, not in a back bend, but,
Right.
so it describes her coming down the steps, and, her mom and the nanny, or her personal assistant, I can't remember, whichever, the younger woman, are talking, but they don't see Reagan until the personal assistant feels something licking her ankle.
Oh, wow.
And it's Reagan.
But the whole thing is described to the reader as she's
Right.
descended. Wow.
Wow.
Gay.
Alright. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Gay.
She thinks it's a puppy. She's like, oh, when do we get a...
We don't get it back. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Most of the people in this movie are terrible people, right?
Yeah, they're not very likable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't.
The nanny is okay.
the
Like,
nanny's
she's
alright,
okay.
yeah. But the mom,
I don't like the mom.
mom's not great.
Really? Why did you not like the mom?
She seemed kind of like...
Kind of bitchy, kind of,
Well, in her defense, her daughter is possessed.
well, before that even.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't
She's
pinpoint
very
it.
demanding and very, well, I mean, she's an actress.
Right.
Like, the whole reason they're in Washington is because they're filming a movie.
Yeah.
She acts like a very pampered, sort of bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, she doesn't seem evil, but she doesn't seem likable. Like,
Yeah,
I think
like,
that's what
she just expects everybody to do whatever she asks.
Yeah.
And the slightest bit of,
like whenever the dude's like, oh, should I go get those now? And she's like, no!
Right,
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, she just seems very, like I never liked her, but I never hated her.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's just not likable. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And Reagan herself, like in the beginning, I was like, oh, she deserves to get possessed.
Yeah. What a
When do I
spoiled
get
brat.
my horse?
Yeah.
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 Being the spoiled rich daughter of a rich famous actress.
Right.
And I love that scene where the mom is describing to the doctors like how Reagan's mood changes on a whim,
Right.
and like how obviously she's possessed because of it. and then like her mood changes on a whim. You know, like she's yelling at them, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." You know, and like
Right.
it just seems like, oh, okay, well, you know, your daughter's learning this from you. You know, obviously.
Man, I'm glad we're doing this because you guys pick up on things. I mean, I probably have seen it 20 times, and these are not things that I have picked up on.
Well, we are geniuses.
We are. Yeah,
that's why we were given this podcast.
Yep.
They don't just give this to anybody.
They don't.
Do you think anybody could just
You
buy
got a
this equipment?
grandfather in.
Yeah.
We had to petition for like years.
Yeah.
We had to do like 17 test episodes just to prove that maybe we could do
A
this.
very strict board of
Yeah.
whatever they're called. Selectors.
Yes.
Podcast selectors.
Could they be moths?
Oh, yeah.
I really want moths
Yeah,
to
moth.
be a thing.
You know, speaking of a moth, in this movie, the priest that's talking to Father Karras at the beginning, whenever Father Karras says he thinks he lost his faith, reminds me a lot of Grand Moff Tarkin.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
Alright. You both are Star Wars nerds, and I know I've mentioned this to you, but I don't think I've ever mentioned this to you. I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Right.
But, you know, I've seen the first movie
Right.
more than a couple times. And recently I've been watching bits and pieces of the very first one again. And it brought back to mind a theory that I had the last time that I watched this movie, like 15 years ago when they released them or whatever. Darth Vader, not supposed to be the main villain of Star Wars.
No, not even remotely.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Peter Cushing is.
Yeah.
Yep, alright.
Darth Vader is Grand Moff Tarkin's bitch.
Yep, he is
Yeah.
a henchman.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Absolutely.
But Tarkin has so little screen time.
Does not matter.
He's
and
the big
if you
guy.
want to start this
Yeah.
argument, bring it, because I'm going to win.
No, this could be our first argument. Right? Oh, if it was about Star Wars, we would get married tonight. And find a courthouse somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. No, Grand Moff Tarkin.
Okay, alright.
Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel vindicated.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, obviously, I definitely pick up that Tarkin is, like, you know, in charge.
Right.
But, like, as a watcher of a movie, like, as an audience, it seems like I'm watching the villain of Darth Vader,
Right.
who also reports to this higher guy.
Right.
In the
Well,
movie.
Vader is cool. He's
Right.
awesome, and he looks
Right.
great.
Sweet helmet.
And he obviously became, like just everything about him is awesome.
Right.
And so, just based on the popularity that he got from that first movie, he then became.
Right.
The
He
big
could have very
villain.
easily been a Boba Fett.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh.
He very easily could have been a Boba Fett. But I mean, after A New Hope, I would not agree with your thesis.
Wasn't Tarkin's dead?
He
after
died,
that,
right, yeah.
But
Spoiler alert.
even if he didn't, though, like, I mean, I think Vader has, like, 20 times as much screen time as Tarkin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Again, because he's the henchman. He's the guy going out and doing the dirty work.
Exactly.
Right.
If he was the big bad, he would not be flying the TIE fighter at the end of the
Right.
movie.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe, Tarkin just, like, maybe he's got glaucoma. He can't, like, he didn't pass the renewal driver's test.
He is pretty old.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this has been Star Wars.
Yeah.
Anyway, Exorcist.
Can I just tell you also, if you want to borrow Part 3, I will gladly loan it to you. The Exorcist Part
Okay.
3. Part 2, probably one of the worst movies ever made.
Alright.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah. Like,
never
no
seen it.
joke.
Okay.
And I know, you can show me the shittiest movie, and 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be like, that was kind of fun, but no.
Goliath. Go rent it.
Never heard of it.
Super fun. Check it out.
But, and you'll get, very violent arguments about The Exorcist Part 3. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get the hiccups. I love it. It's even more quiet than this one. It's very philosophical, but it's based on the real sequel to the book.
Okay.
So William Peter Blatty wrote the sequel to The Exorcist, and that's what the third movie is based on.
Gotcha.
And I think he directed the third movie.
I think somewhere in my head full of useless trivia, I
Right?
think you're right.
And
Yeah.
Patrick fucking Ewing is the Angel of Death. So.
Now it all makes sense because I read when I was in high school, I read a biography on Jeffrey Dahmer, and he said that Exorcist 3 was his favorite movie of all time. He loved the tall black guys. Patrick Ewing.
Really?
Yeah, favorite movie. Exorcist
Do you
3.
mean Bobby Ewing?
No, Patrick Ewing.
Duffy?
No. Patrick Ewing. New York
Basketball
Knicks.
player.
New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Huh.
Yeah. That's probably not a good selling point, actually.
No,
but
not at all.
it's a non-speaking role.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Nolan Ryan is a hot dog vendor. He's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I've had an interest in the two prequels to The Exorcist,
Yeah.
Dominion and The Beginning.
Are they both?
They are two separate movies,
Right.
but they're what was it? Paul Schrader directed a prequel to The Exorcist,
Yeah.
and he finished it, and the studio said nope, and hired Rennie Harlan to redirect the prequel.
I just want to let you know that right now there's a little graph taking place in my head, and the red line starts out kind of high, and the more names you say, sorry.
Who's Schrader and Harlan? Who are those?
Paul Schrader, what has he directed? He's directed like a bunch of, not art movies, but
Right.
like sort of high profile, well-respected movies.
Okay.
Rennie Harlan directed Cutthroat Island. And
Okay.
some really, really shitty action movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they both directed a prequel to The Exorcist. Rennie Harlan's got released to theaters and was pretty much critically panned. And then 3-4 years later, Paul Schrader got to finally release his on DVD.
I think I've only seen the Rennie Harlan one,
Yeah.
because I think I might have even completely missed the one that went straight to DVD.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be about Father Merrin, right?
Yep. I think it's about the exorcism in Africa that
The
they
one
went
that
to in this one.
allegedly took
That
6
sounds
weeks.
Right,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
That might be cool.
Yeah.
I think both of them have, the guy from Thor, Natalie Portman's boss.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Son of a bitch.
Can't remember his name. It's Swedish.
And he plays Father Merrin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he kind of actually looks a little
He
bit
does.
like Max von Sydow.
Yeah.
Who
We
looks...
should really do some research before
Yeah.
we do this podcast.
Max von Sydow, who looks incredibly old in this movie.
Makeup.
That's what I thought. That
He
is
was-
what I thought.
He was like 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was in Seventh Seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's been. I know I've seen him in something fairly recently too.
Yeah, he's like
great.
70 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
he,
80.
he was fucking creepy and whenever I saw him because I could just picture him with his eyes and his
Yeah.
lips. I think he was my favorite character in that movie just because, with his pills and his,
Right.
adventure and, and I never quite understood what that little locket, that little trinket was. Is that cursed or is that just something that they keep going back to for some reason?
I've never been able to see close enough to if it's the same one he has in Iraq,
Right.
or if the one at the end, if that's just Father Karras's St. Christopher's medal.
I
or
thought
something.
it was the one because
Is it the same thing?
they hold it up at the beginning, and I can't remember what's on it, but I just assumed.
Yeah, that's lost on me.
they didn't mention
truthfully.
it. It wasn't really detailed in the book or anything.
Not that I remember. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was curious about that as well. Because
Yeah.
it seems to... Because...
Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it.
Well, nobody wants it, but at the same time it seemed to be protecting
Right.
or preventing the demon from...
Oh, yeah.
something,
yeah.
I don't know.
Because after it fell off, that's
Right.
Huh.
And it was
in
buried with the little statue thing
Yeah.
that Father Merrin finds of the demon.
and it was
at
in
the beginning.
Father Karras's dream,
Right, yeah.
about losing his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I think we learned also from this movie that, of course, all evil comes from Iraq.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Thank you, Frank Miller, and
And Eric and I did get the giggles at the same part.
what part? Reagan's sticking her tongue out at the priest. Yeah.
I laughed quite a bit in this movie. That's
enough.
probably what's keeping it from being the scariest movie ever.
Linda Blair probably had a great time making this movie.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I get to say what? And do what?
No, you know that was not her, right?
Oh, really? Huh.
It was voiceover.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
For all in Brandon.
I was gonna go with... I can't think of anything funny enough.
Oh.
B. Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah, B. Arthur.
There's like 4 different voices that it speaks in.
I think it's all the same woman.
Really?
Truthfully.
Wow.
I really do. Yeah. Linda Blair was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
But they wanted to be like, oh, my bad, we're not going to nominate you because that wasn't really you. Like, she was basically lip-syncing
Right.
all of those lines.
But, she did the performance.
Yeah.
So.
She did do the performance.
She was great.
Yeah.
I mean, for a kid, you know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe, this is weird, because I have the book, I've just never read it. Much like, the other 90 books I own that I've never read.
They look really nice on those shelves.
Oh, they do, yeah, or just scattered around my house, yeah. So does the book explain the demon, like where it comes from, or how it comes to possess Reagan, or...
Not that I remember. I can't remember, because I haven't read it. I read it once, and have never gone back and reread it. I don't remember if I'm making this up in my head, but it has to do with her playing with the Ouija board by herself.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's just something I'm implying, because that's what you're told when you're a little kid, don't play with the Ouija board by yourself,
Right.
or if that was actually mentioned in the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thunder and lightning.
And Captain Howdy, that was
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't realize that's where D. Snyder
That
got
is
the
where
name.
it came
Yeah,
from.
yeah, okay.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So I don't like the ending of this movie.
Really?
Yeah. It was just kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things you just sort of left to assume happens, but there's never really any kind of closure to it.
Yeah.
I like the ending because spoiler, the Father Karras takes the demon.
Does he though?
I think so. Yeah.
Because he takes it and you can see him physically become it, but then it disappears and he jumps out the window. Spoiler.
I think that was used as a tool to imply that Father Karras was making that choice rather than it was the demon killing him.
Yeah, I thought he was taking the demon with him, and
Yeah,
Well,
I totally
yeah.
thought he was taking the demon with him.
I mean, I get that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't know. It just seems to me like, it's a demon that's going to play tricks.
Right.
It's going to maybe got into Father Karras and realized what was about to happen and then went back to Linda Blair.
Right.
I don't know, it just sort of seems ambiguous.
I can see what you mean.
Yeah. And also because, Reagan is such a spoiled little bitch that even at the end, I'm still looking at her thinking, yeah, she's probably still possessed.
Right, like when she looks up at that collar, the priest collar.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, she's gonna lunge for his throat. Yeah, I guess I could see that, but I got the feeling that the demon was no longer in any of those people.
And then, let's see, what else do I got a problem with? When Reagan comes downstairs, pretty much, it's confirmed at this point that she's possessed, her mother's having that party, which,
Right.
also another bitchy move. You don't have a party when your kid's asleep upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a 4-story townhouse. She probably couldn't hear anything. That was a sarcastic defense.
Yeah. She comes downstairs and there's people playing piano and a bunch of people grouped together, and she looks at a guy and says, "You're going to die up there," and then pees all over the floor. That guy doesn't die anywhere.
He is an astronaut
Okay.
who was about to go on a space mission.
All right.
How I know that, I'm not sure, but I do know that for a fact.
You're not confusing it with that 60s movie we turned on after the movie.
I'm not, and I'm also not confusing it with Tina Fey's boyfriend, astronaut Mike Dexter.
Yeah.
He is, it really, maybe that was in the book, but yeah, he's been talking about his space mission coming up.
Okay.
And that actually, I would mention where it was mentioned in the movie, but that actually was when I chose to get up and pee.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you and Linda Blair were both peeing at the same time. That was awesome.
Yeah, but he's an astronaut getting ready to go on a mission.
Okay.
Ironically, she also peed on your carpet.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. It's alright.
That's fine. It'll.
We'll get your hired help to scrub it
Yeah,
out.
there we go. Yeah.
You're supposed to write it down.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I was making fun of Eric here. Not any particular race. Hired help.
Yeah.
Alright, the detective?
Kinderman.
Yeah, what was his deal? Was he gay?
No.
Okay. Is he just a lonely, creepy old man?
He's kind of a believer.
Okay.
That's a big part of the second book. He and Father Dyer
Right.
are actually, it's kind of
The
based
gay
on...
priest.
Right. It's kind of based on their friendship, and Kinderman's Jewish.
Okay.
And, yeah... They kind of, that's my biggest complaint about the movie, is how they treat that character. Because he's really just kind of annoying.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of skeevy. Like,
yeah, you can't pinpoint his motivations.
Right.
You're just
Yeah.
like, is he being sarcastic or... Yeah.
yeah.
Like he's investigating the murder of the weird director guy.
Right.
Who I think we can say we're all glad he died.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. But he talks to Father Karras and then like invites him to a movie or something like
Right,
that.
yeah.
And that part's weird.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't know Groucho Marx ever did Othello. I'll have to rent that.
I'll put it in my queue.
Okay.
Yeah.
but then he shows up at the house and talks to Reagan's mother, and he's weird there.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he just sort of shows up again
Right.
after not being in the movie for like an hour. And
Right, and like there are 2 dead priests and a girl that's been beat to fuck, and yet no arrests have been made.
Right.
Yeah. It's because he, yeah.
Right. So he's a slightly better character in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's the gay priest. Who, I think you were in the bathroom at the time. He was playing the piano, and he's like, I think heaven to the great big white palace.
It's like where I get to play piano all night long.
Wow. Yeah. And I believe there exists somewhere a picture of my friend Steve Cornelli lying in a tangled mess at the actual bottom of the steps on M Street.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Cornelli's like 6'5", probably at the time weighed something gross, like 130 or something. Yeah. Just this big, tangly mess of limbs at the bottom of the M Street steps.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Where's that at? Is it really in Georgetown? Okay.
Yep.
There's another thing. An Iraq weapon attacking Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Oh. Golly.
Ah. Did you just think of that? Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean,
No, he read it in some Republican newsletter years ago.
Billy saw it on Billy Graham's special. Yeah.
well, this movie is possessed with demons.
Right?
Yeah, you really said that. Eric said he looked it up, and Billy Graham said the celluloid was possessed by demons for The Exorcist.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's impressive. How does he know that?
Well,
Because he's Billy Graham.
Yeah.
Durr.
He's got the direct line.
Yeah.
The only Billy
I
Graham...
think he's just angry that he wasn't called to do the exorcism.
I was really bummed out when I found out Billy Graham was a televangelist, because he's also a wrestler when I was a kid. And I thought Billy Graham was really awesome.
Wow.
And he was like this older, cool wrestler.
Yeah.
And then when I found out that this a-hole was, stealing his thunder, I was like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Huh. Huh.
But, Exorcist, still kind of spooky.
Yeah.
after all of it.
I mean, despite all my questions and complaints or whatever, I don't know that they're complaints, but they're just issues I had.
Yeah.
I thought it was an incredibly enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
And I would definitely be interested in seeing one of the better sequels or prequels.
I will bring over part 3.
Alright.
The Heretic is
Okay.
what it's called. Wait, yeah? Is that the second one?
I think it might be the second one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I'll call Jeffrey Dahmer. I've got him on my speed dial.
Alright.
Yeah. He would know. I think the Heretic is the one that has, like, Reagan's, or some girl's face on the cover.
Yeah.
But, I can't remember.
No.
It's been forever.
Yeah. It's poor Linda Blair, huh?
Right?
What happened to her after this?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh. Wasn't she in Repossessed?
Yes.
With Leslie
Yes, she
Nielsen
was.
and James Woods?
Wow.
Yeah.
She was in an episode of Supernatural.
Mm.
And she got super hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
Hot?
yeah.
Like, not cute? Like, hot?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does she do all the horror circuit? Like, is she going to be a horror hound or anything?
I have no idea. I would not be surprised.
I'm pretty sure she did, if not does.
I think she
Yeah.
was there last year, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I don't.
I mean, truthfully, I'd milk it for the rest of my life.
Oh,
too.
yeah. But, at the same time, you gotta think that she obviously wanted to be an actress
Right.
beyond this, and then she's just always going to be remembered as the girl from The Exorcist.
Well, that's weird, though. I mean, like, you'd think she would be hired because of this. You know,
Well, yeah, in other horror movies or whatever, I'm sure
that's
she
too bad.
probably wanted to do something more serious at some point,
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
She was a good actress.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does do the convention rounds. I don't know if she's doing the upcoming Horror Hound or not. But,
Yeah. But you are.
if I see her there, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Ask her to do the spider walk and
There we go.
film it with your phone. Let her lick the back of your heel.
Yeah, there we go. I'll give her a crucifix and say, here you go.
Yeah.
Do that scene.
I'm sure she loves that.
You're like, hey, let Jesus fuck you, and I'll film it. Yeah.
Wow. Well, are we taking a break or are we powering
I
through?
think we're going to power through.
All right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
But do you
down
need
with
to
that.
take a break?
No.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. Can I bring up something non-related, but I'm kind of curious.
Oh, yeah.
And sorry, Jason, because
I
I don't
think
think you
we've,
watched it. But
I think we've milked the movie for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 thumbs up.
You enjoy it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Still a movie you're not going to watch by yourself?
fuck that. No. Mm-mm. Oh, I will say one more thing: the Pazuzu faces. You know, they're kind of like just that white face paint,
Right.
white and black grease paint. Why does that seem infinitely scarier to me than anything else they could have done?
Oh, there's flashes?
Yeah.
It's probably because they are flashes and they have the teeth. That's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe, man.
It's like you turn on the lights and, like, for a brief second, you see a ghost before it has disappeared.
Right.
Right.
That sort of thing.
It's like in Fight Club at the beginning when you see the flashes of
Kinda.
Brad Pitt. That's even kind of freaky.
Yeah.
But it's Brad
Yeah.
Pitt. He's one of the most beautiful men in the world.
Heck yeah.
I disagree.
Good.
Yeah.
I think
He
he's
looks kind of weird,
I think he's awesome.
especially as he's aging.
He's awesome. But I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
think
he's a
one of
great
the most
actor.
beautiful men in the
Yeah.
world.
I look forward to seeing Moneyball at some point.
I do too, actually. Yeah.
Like a baseball movie. Go.
Like a League of Their Own.
I do like a League of Their Own.
It's a good movie.
Fucking love that movie.
It is a good movie. Anything with Tom Hanks is good, though. So.
Yeah.
And Rosie O'Donnell.
You're
Yeah.
Madonna.
And Madonna.
Oh, yeah, that girl.
Yeah.
Well, I wish this were a video podcast right now. No, did you watch American Horror Story?
I watched the first episode, yes.
I think that's all that's on Hulu. I watched it last night. What
Yep.
thoughts?
I really liked it.
I liked it too.
It's really derivative.
Yeah.
I've seen everything in it before,
Yeah.
but I thought together as a whole package, it was really enjoyable.
used really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gimp Demon.
Gimp Demon, and I have to say, I'm sorry to exclude you because I know you haven't watched it yet,
it's
but
cool. I'll just play with my bottle over here.
Dylan McDermott's self-induced weeping orgasm
Yeah.
was pretty much the most horrifying part, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really difficult to watch and kind of very FX-y.
Yeah.
As in the network, not
Right,
the...
yeah.
Not the,
Not the special.
Not the Brian Benben.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Brown.
Wasn't Brian Benben in it, too?
What was his buddy's
Brian
name?
They were both
Brian
Brian. I
Dennehy,
knew
yeah.
they were both Brian. Damn. Brian Dennehy punched me in the solar plexus.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing more.
I do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I'm a fan of the idea of horror television.
Yeah.
I think it's something that hasn't been done a ton.
No. Definitely not well.
Yeah. I mean,
Friday the 13th, the series?
not well.
But awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, that was also on 20 years ago.
Yeah.
If you'd like to borrow it, let me know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freddy's Nightmares.
Oh.
Oh, God, that was the best part of me being like 13 years old was Friday nights. It was Friday the 13th, followed by Freddy's Nightmares.
Yeah.
And then I think Monsters.
Yeah.
This like super low budget, shitty Twilight Zone ripoff.
Oh, I don't know that
I
one.
mean, super low budget.
Yeah. It is pretty terribly awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Used to be on WGN a lot. That's, I think, where I would watch it.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's like Tales from the Dark Side or
Right.
Yeah.
just an anthology, but yeah. Like I remember one episode, this girl's boyfriend died and then came back as a zombie and then like ate her ear and
Huh.
Yeah.
like the opening would be like a serene suburban landscape, and like the camera would go and like go into this house, and the family would sit down with popcorn and beverages, and then Dad would turn on the TV, and camera would pan around, and they were all monsters.
That's awesome. That's so awesome that you remember that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like Amazing Stories, too. Remember that one?
Yeah. I don't think that was very horror based though. It was more
Right.
fantasy and sci-fi.
Yeah.
I would also say, I guess Twilight Zone was kind of horror based.
Kinda.
Kinda. Like more fable,
maybe
moral.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark,
Yeah.
moral.
Dark sci-fi,
Yeah. Tales from the Dark Side was a horror show. And there was even another one with Robert Englund. Nightmare Cafe.
Ooh, I barely remember that one. Yeah. Was that like mid-late 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say mid-early 90s.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one.
There's like two people, like they met in a diner and they, like, you know, hit it off and everything was great, and then they tried to leave, but they couldn't because they were both dead. And,
Chong, chong, chong!
Every episode?
no, like just that first episode.
Oh, okay.
So they realized that like they were in some sort of purgatory and that they had to work at the diner in order to move on to the afterlife. And
Wow, maybe I died like in the 90s and have to deal magic for the next 20 years. So that's my purgatory.
Awesome. So what's the scariest movie you've ever seen, both of you? Do you have one that, like, you're like, nope, not watching it. Seen it once, not watching it again.
no, but I was still on this horror TV thing.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Go
That's
ahead.
all right.
Sorry.
Walking Dead. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, which started this week,
It
right?
starts tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up on the first season.
Me too, because I said we were gonna wait and watch it together, and we just never sit and watch it. So yeah.
I missed
I feel
the final 2 episodes of it.
And dear listeners, you might be listening to the only 3 people without cable
Yeah,
doing a podcast.
that's probably true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're the last 3.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep with it for as long as I can.
Yeah,
'Cause, I've discovered other means. I don't
absolutely.
need
Fuck
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even mind waiting.
Yeah. I do.
You help out a little bit.
Yeah. I do hate the fact that I'm listening to podcasts for the past couple of weeks, and everyone seems to be wanting to try to spoil Breaking Bad for me.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
I'm waiting, you assholes.
Yeah.
Not everyone has cable that's going to listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
I get that Breaking Bad is the best show ever. I know that. I've experienced it. I'm still fucking waiting.
You've never heard of Alf?
I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Maybe we should take a brief break. That's pretty much right outside the window.
Yeah, it is. Well, curious. It's just 100 Mexicans all piling into the same car. It's the
It's the shocks breaking down.
yes. Yep.
Wow.
Anyway,
Remind everyone that Eric is of
Part
Latino descent.
Yeah. Olive complexions.
Anyway,
Yeah.
scariest movie. Jason, go.
I'm sure when I was younger there was a few that like scared the crap out of me. Like I remember the first Nightmare on Elm Street scared me. I think the scariest thing still to this day, which no one on the face of the earth can verify that it exists, is that Frankenstein cartoon that we talked about last Halloween. Remember I even tried to have Matt Brassfield find it for me.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a Frankenstein cartoon that I saw when I was like 10 that was not for kids.
I swear to God, every guy I've ever dated insists on having seen some scary cartoon that no one else can prove
Yeah.
exists. I'm not even making
I mean,
that
there
up.
was like blood, people being rended. Like it was insane and intense, and it scared the crap out of me. Scarier than any horror movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Never seen it.
Yeah. The aforementioned Cornelli from the bottom of the M Street Steps swears that he was similarly scarred by a cartoon called The Devil and Daniel Mouse.
I've never heard of that one either.
Yeah. Based on The Devil and Daniel Webster.
Mm-hmm.
But it was The Devil and Daniel Mouse. Can't prove that it ever existed.
Huh.
Also, never heard of that. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been scarred by a cartoon.
Other than the Get Along Gang.
Yeah, maybe Watership Down. I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, never seen it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Maybe I should add that to my
Yeah.
best classics.
Pretty good.
Added to the list. Mental list. Added. Scariest movie I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen a scary.
Texas Chainsaw original, pretty scary.
I go more fucked up than scary.
Yeah.
That one didn't leave a lasting... After I was done watching it, like, I felt like I needed to take a shower. But,
It probably kept me awake for an hour. First time I saw it when I was a kid.
maybe... Poltergeist still kind of bothers me.
Really?
And I think that one comes from being, like, 6 when
Yeah.
I saw it,
Right.
which was probably not the best of ideas.
That's a good movie. I like
It's a
that.
great
I
movie.
don't think I've ever seen that all the way through. I'll add that to my list as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, cause, like, you know, I've mentioned it a bunch of times before, but I've watched the first Nightmare on Elm Street when I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And like, you know, even that didn't like terribly bother me. I mean, I think when I was a little kid, my parents, most likely my mom, was watching like Halloween or something, and like just the whole blank William Shatner mask probably freaked me out. But also had a real life experience with something like that as well once. You know, when I was like really young, I used to have a babysitter, and it was the daughter of my mom's former partner. Like, you know, she has a beauty shop.
Okay.
And she had a woman that worked with her and then used the other sink, and you know. But her daughter would babysit me, and mostly it would be at my parents' house, but sometimes I would have to go to their house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she also had a son who one day I guess decided it was going to be hilarious to put on some sort of Halloween mask and then chase me
Wow.
when I was like 4.
Yeah, that seems great.
Yeah. Yeah, on hindsight, these were pretty white trash people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Eric can say that because he's part Mexican.
Yes.
and white.
So that's something that I always remembered that scarred me for life.
Wow. Scarier than most films, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you were right there.
Yeah.
This wasn't like, Tales from the Valentine's Day Massacre.
No, yeah.
What was that called?
My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, horrible.
It wasn't terrible.
Oh my god, I hated
I
it.
mean, it wasn't great.
I would have walked out of the theater if I'd have been there by myself. I mean, if I'd have been the only one in the theater, I still would have walked out. Like, even though that's the coveted,
Right.
sweet spot of the theater.
Maybe I was just too distracted by all the people talking and having conversations around this.
That didn't help.
Yeah.
That did not help.
And not ever going to another movie again. Not ever.
Not even the Avengers?
Nope.
Really?
Yep. In fact, I was telling Jason this the other day that I am refusing to believe that the Avengers is happening until it is in my Blu-ray player.
How's that?
It all started with The Dark Knight.
Right.
And how I was constantly bombarded with stuff about it, and then when the movie finally came out, it was like, this is the greatest movie ever made, and this will cure your cancer, and this is, it's amazing. And then when I saw it, I was like, this is the most boring piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. I don't want that to happen with the Avengers. I liked all the movies leading up to it.
I see what you're saying.
I love Joss Whedon.
So you're turning off.
I am turning off everything as much as I possibly can.
It's a good idea.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And at this point, I am already tired of The Dark Knight Rises.
And I'm not looking at any pictures. I'm not clicking any links. I don't want to see any gadgets or costumes, and I'm even getting a little sick of it. I
do my best to not do that, but I just go to a website and there it is on the front page. So I am doing my best to just shut myself off from the Avengers because I do really want to like it, and I'm excited that it's happening. So I am convincing myself that it is actually not happening.
Gotcha. I'm glad we talked about this because I will never bring it up to you again.
Right. But,
on purpose.
I look forward to seeing it on Blu-ray after 6 months after it opens.
But
in the comfort of my own house.
I think the world ends right about 6 months after it opens. So.
Hopefully the Avengers comes out first, and then the world can end it.
Yeah. Okay.
And that way, if I'm disappointed with it, then I won't be disappointed for long.
Well, you're such a half-full kind of guy.
Yeah. That's me, Mr. Optimism. I'm still trying to think of a scary movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did think last year you mentioned the movie Inside.
Right. I read your review, by the way.
Yeah.
Great review.
Thank you. That movie creeped me out.
Right.
That movie kind of, it creeps me out, but it's not scary, but it's definitely intense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll laugh or something, if something happens in the movie. I'm not entirely opposed to having an outburst of emotion or reaction to something. But in a horror movie, I'm not usually the guy that goes, oh, fuck!
Right.
And Inside made me do that multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah. I think French horror is where it's at, man. Yeah.
I'll have to see that one.
And then there's even a scene towards the end where the main character has sort of an Ash moment. Ash getting the chainsaw arm. There's a similar scene in that movie, and I was like, fuck yeah!
Yeah.
And then, almost immediately, as soon as I say that, it just goes horribly wrong.
Horribly wrong! Oh my god. Yeah. I don't think you would like that movie.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but it is one of the best horror movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm curious, but is it up there with Human Centipede, though? Is that what you're talking about?
It's way better.
Yeah. You and I enjoyed Human Centipede.
For reasons we weren't supposed to.
Right,
probably.
yeah. But, Inside and Human Centipede, two completely
Inside
opposite ends
is
of
way
the spectrum.
gorier.
Oh, yeah.
Way gorier.
So I wouldn't like it for... I'm just curious why.
Just because you don't like movies that make you feel icky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore. I used to.
Yeah. It's not a judgment, just an observation. I just don't think that it'd be your cup of tea.
Right. I think you're right. If that's what it is, yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you can get past that, I mean, it's incredibly well shot, it's well acted. I mean, it is like
I guess the
legitimately a good movie.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the special features?
No.
I think the woman that plays the villain is like a very well respected
French actress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was really good in that
Yeah.
movie. But at the same time, I have a problem where, foreign movies, I don't know if they're good actors
Right.
or not because I can't understand.
Right. Yeah.
But what I read is amazing.
The look in her eye.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I like horror movies because they say you're supposed to like them because you get that sense of fear or whatever, and
It's thrilling.
right. But I don't get that, and I mean,
It's like watching people die.
yeah, kind of. I do enjoy movies where there's just an excessive amount of gore just to have an excessive amount of gore.
It's fun.
I don't know if I do, because, I've never seen Hostel, I don't wanna.
No, I've never seen
I don't
that
really
either.
care.
Me neither, yeah.
I thought the first Saw was a terrible movie,
See,
so I don't ever have any interest in
like
seeing
that
any of the
one.
I
sequels.
liked the first one. I saw the second one, and it was a giant piece of shit. Giant piece of shit. But I genuinely enjoyed. I felt like maybe it was just the point of my life. I hadn't been watching a lot of horror movies, but I thought that was something really new. It wasn't just a bunch of oversexed
Right.
teenagers getting murdered on a camping
Right.
trip.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
a decent. It's a good concept.
Yeah.
And like an interesting gimmick behind like the whole thing.
Right.
I just thought that. My biggest problem with it was just the style of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the whole MTV kind of editing and shooting style that a lot of people
Yeah.
use. And I think that is like a prime example of just shitty movie making.
Like it was a little
Gotcha.
more subtle. It might
Yeah,
have been a lot
yeah.
better.
Because, it's not terribly violent.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Like I said, the concept is great. It's just,
Yeah.
I thought it was poorly executed and to the point where I just had no interest in any others. And then, like, when I've read the other...
Might have gotten picked up.
Alright. When I've read about the other movies, like, I'm just like, it's all this huge lost, like, conspiracy and everything ties... Yeah, I don't have any time or interest in sitting through that.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
But those guys who directed the first Saw and whatever, they've made some really good movies otherwise.
Have they?
Have you ever seen Dead Silence?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
With Marky Mark and some other guy. But it's about like a killer puppet or something other, killer ventriloquist, and it's really good and really creepy. Also, puppets are just natural.
Oh,
They
yeah,
pretty
those
are.
are
Yeah,
good.
they pretty much
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
And then they also did Insidious, which came out last year.
Insidious.
It has the guy who played Night Owl in The Watchmen.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Incredibly good movie. Incredibly good movie.
I will have to put that also in my queue
Yeah.
for real this time.
Yeah.
Because I was kidding about what... oh, yeah, the Grafton Marks thing. Yeah.
I can let you walk away with that tonight,
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
if you remind me.
Okay. And remind me to not keep it for a year.
That's fine.
All right. I feel like we've talked about this every time I've been on a podcast about the definition of the horror genre.
Okay.
Like, very few movies that are considered horror are actually scary.
Right.
Usually they're just gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, The Exorcist and Poltergeist, I genuinely find those scary, but I'm sitting here while you guys are talking, and I'm trying to think of things to suggest, even,
Right.
and I just can't.
As far as like scary.
As far as movies that have scared me.
Yeah.
Made me afraid to turn my lights off when I go to bed. Yeah.
The Fly?
No. I
Nope.
cried.
Really?
Yeah. Wept like a fucking toddler in the sequel.
Wow.
Like a toddler.
Really?
Heaving sobs. Yeah.
Like of pure sadness?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The dog, dude.
Well, yeah.
Aw. That was sad. I never saw the second one.
I never have either. I love the first one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I would consider that horror.
I would consider that horror.
I mean, Cronenberg always has that sort of body horror.
He does, and that's, I think, why he doesn't scare me. He always comes off as too gimmicky to me.
Okay.
Just this me.
Yeah. Yeah, I got no more other scary movies that have left me trembling or peeing on myself.
I mean, I've seen a few horror movies recently, or movies that are considered horror.
Right.
None of them have been great. Yeah. I watched a terrible werewolf movie a couple of weeks ago called Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, it was supposed to be a horror comedy, but it just failed on all counts.
Right.
I watched the original I Spit on Your Grave.
That's not scary.
No.
That's just fucked.
Yeah, it is. But it's considered a horror movie.
Right.
Yeah. Just because dudes get
Mutilated.
horrible things happen to them.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Deservedly, though.
Deservedly. Deservedly.
No.
Horrible things.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that one either.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not great anyway.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Uh,
Have you seen Dog Soldiers? Either of you?
I've seen most of it.
I thought that was a fine werewolf movie.
Yeah.
Again, not scary,
I think,
but a great werewolf movie.
I think you watched part of it with me once when I was house sitting for my parents. It was on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Sounds familiar.
It's a group of British soldiers out in the woods doing like war games or whatever,
Yeah.
and they get attacked by werewolves.
Things go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's by the guy who directed Doomsday and
The Descent, which
The
The
Descent
Descent
is
was
a great
scary.
horror movie.
Yeah. It was.
I never saw that one either.
Really?
Yeah.
That one you might actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowing that you love Alien.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
And a movie full of female characters.
Spelunking.
Actresses. No males in the movie, other than maybe the things that they find.
Yeah.
But like, none of them are like overtly slutty or sexualized or anything
No,
like that.
I'm out then.
Oh yeah, you're out. Unless Batman is fucking Catwoman at the end of it.
Yeah.
Oy
you don't-
vey. God. I haven't even read it. Don't wanna. Jason told me about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very disappointed.
Yeah.
Very disappointed. And I'm also disappointed that Amanda Waller is skinny and hot now, but whatever.
Yeah. You should really listen to Lean Right.
I know.
Yeah, because Joe and I talk about this kind of stuff.
Alright, I'm
Although,
gonna catch up.
that's like 2 months in the future.
Okay. Alright, I'll start listening now then. Yeah.
So you guys doing any Halloween stuff this year?
No.
This is it? Just the go to trash house?
This is all I
I
did.
should have, dressed up like Ace Frehley for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The listeners don't know that you didn't. Nice Ace Frehley costume. and kudos on the Peter Chris. Too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm a kitty cat.
Yeah. I'm dressed as Paul Stanley's beard. I'm a hot girl with a bikini on.
Oh my god.
Kudos.
Paul Stanley's beard. Ooh, pump band name?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't think I've done anything for Halloween in like 20 years.
Yeah, wrong.
I haven't, I think, yeah. 3 or 4 years.
We went to the haunted prison.
Oh, we did go to the haunted prison
It was
last
like,
year.
That was the last year. I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago, you're right.
Maybe we could find some haunted local thing. Because that was awesome, but it really wasn't worth the drive.
It was like a 3-hour drive. Yeah.
Up in, what was that, Marysville?
Marysville. Yeah.
Even when I was dating my ex, she would do Halloween things every year, and I would always have to either work or just get left behind.
Aww.
So yeah, I haven't done any Halloween anything other than handing out candy when I'm over at my parents' house.
That's cool. See, I would even love to do that.
Yeah, I love
But the
that.
thing
Yeah.
is, they don't get any trick-or-treaters. Like,
In that neighborhood?
yeah, like, for the past 15 years or so, I mean, literally they get maybe 20 kids on every Halloween.
That is shocking.
There's no sidewalks, right?
No sidewalks, but,
Yeah.
I mean, it's all, side streets. I mean, it's
Huh.
not like a
But
heavily
it's not
trafficked
really-
area. Yeah. And, I mean, there are kids. There's an elementary school, 3 blocks away.
Wow. Yeah, I just keep getting more and more depressed every Halloween because it seriously used to be my favorite.
Yeah.
But I just don't know what's going on. Haven't been invited to a costume party in God knows how long.
Aw.
And, yeah.
We can make our own.
We
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
We could do it at Mavericks.
There we go.
Oh!
Because we can't do it at my house.
Right.
We can't do it at your place.
No.
We're not doing it at my house.
Yeah.
I live with schizophrenics.
We can do it at GameStop. I'm
Yeah.
sure Brassfield will be down for that.
It's already decorated like Halloween.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Sweet. All right, there it is.
There we go.
Anyone
Matt,
who's listening, you're
We're having a
invited.
party. Matt.
Future guest Matt Brassfield does not listen.
Yeah.
That's okay. Current guest Kathleen Coyle does not listen to this show.
Kevin Coyle listens to like the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay? Alright.
That's
But all the best stuff is at the end.
Sometimes it is.
You know when it ends.
Yeah, that is the best.
Ew.
The Black Wolf Fight song. This signifies you are now free to do something fun.
The Sepultura song cues you in that you're in for a whole hour and a half.
Jason bought the new Anthrax today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We listened to like a track and a half of
Worship music, yeah.
it. Yeah.
Alex Ross cover.
Yeah.
Joey Belladonna singing.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
It's really good so far.
Nice.
Like she said, only 2 tracks in, but
Right. I've never been a huge Anthrax fan, so.
I was an embarrassingly huge Anthrax fan with photos to prove it if I ever dig them out.
Mulleted?
Mulleted.
Black eye?
No, this was
Oh, okay.
probably before.
Do you know about that
Yeah.
picture?
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
I've been trying to search on the internet for it for years.
Well, it used to be on mulletsgalore.com,
But that doesn't exist
yeah,
anymore.
it's gone. But
Aw.
I've heard that I'm actually in the calendar
Right.
that they produced that was on sale at Borders.
I feel like you should have been compensated for that somehow.
No,
Yeah.
they didn't care. Well, it's not like I was like April. I mean, like they
Right,
probably
right,
had
yeah.
like everyone probably had like 20 pictures on every month. You know,
No.
I was just one
Still.
Still, yeah.
of them.
And your entry on that was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I was titled "Fucks."
No.
Yeah. I was like a 12-year-old with a mullet, a black eye, a smile on my face, and a t-shirt with an airplane on it.
Wow.
It was something about fucking a bunny.
Yeah, it was like a Gummo quote. That was
Yeah,
my,
yeah,
that was
okay,
my,
yeah.
like, they wrote the entry, I just sent in the photo.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
But it was great.
Yeah.
Oh, 1999, come back!
Yeah.
Nice.
Good times.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I gotta pee something first.
I just gotta fart a lot.
I gotta do that as well.
And you probably want a
I
cigarette.
pooped while you went to the grocery
That's
store,
fine.
so
Yeah,
And you probably need a smoke.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
yeah. Alright, so, thanks for watching The Exorcist with me, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Godfather? Soonish?
That's coming up. It'll come up. It's not going to be my next pick.
No worries. Am I invited to that one?
Oh, yeah.
Can I invite
yeah,
myself?
Sure.
Awesome.
You're in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully this one is the actual black and white Godfather version instead of the color one.
It's probably the version I've never seen, though.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, Ted Turner got a hold of Exorcist and the Godfather. We all know.
Alright, so this is the end of our first Halloween special. We're going to have another one just before Halloween coming out. Should I mention that one?
Yeah,
or?
why not? Yeah.
Alright. Again, on the Missed Classics list of Halloween horror movies. Probably not as revered a classic as The Exorcist. In fact, I'm going to say definitely not as revered a classic. but it's one that I hear a lot about and I've never seen. Phantasm. And we're going to have special guest Matt Brassfield on.
I can't wait to hear that episode.
Should be fun. Should be fun.
Is this one he is not going to enjoy?
Oh, I've
You've
seen
seen
it.
it,
Oh,
haven't
okay.
you? Yeah.
I saw it when I was pretty young, though. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright. Well, you're pretty young now.
Yeah. I'll be young until the day I die, unless I take her name. Yeah, who
Okay,
knows?
right.
What?
Last name's Young. Did you know that? I am Jason. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jason.
Alright, good night.
Damn it.
You can subscribe to Gutter Trash at iTunes or directly at guttertrash.net. If you go to iTunes, please leave us a review. You can email us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. For more info, you can find us on Facebook. Or you can go to seanborn.net or buyerbeware.guttertrash.net. Listen to our sister podcast, League Night, at league.guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening. Until next time.